So let's talk about the PRD, the Performance Results Descriptions. This is exactly what it is. It is a description of the results that you want to get from your performance. Okay, very basic, straight up. This knowledge was given to me through Christopher Howard training, and I have found it to completely revolutionize my productivity day to day. It's huge. So on the top of your sheet, you have the top 3-month objectives for your name. Now, obviously, if you're just doing this for yourself, you don't actually have to put your name in it. But if you are teaching this to your employees or to your kids, for example, and you want to hold them accountable to what they're committing to, of course, you want their name on it. Otherwise, you're not going to know who it is. From start date to end date, you want to pick a quarter. So 3 to 4 months is the ideal chunk of time this should cover. Your key result area, meaning the category that this particular sheet is referring to. And finally, on this sheet, the result of blank will be successfully achieved when I have. Now, that means you need to actually set a goal for this piece, this next 3 to 4 months. Now, you've already set your long-term, your 1-year, your 5-year goals, so this goal should be, taking you to where you want to be going. You may be saying to yourself, well, yeah, but like with my business, I have 5 or 6 or 15 goals. We're going to get to that in a minute. I want to define for you what I mean by a goal. A goal is an outcome or end result. It is a having or being, not a doing. It is specific and measurable. You need to know if you've completed it. You need to know if you've had it. It needs to be realizable in that 3 to 4 months. If you're not sure, if you're a person who sets goals, makes goals, sets goals, makes goals, sets goals, makes goals, it's not a big deal, then set a bigger goal. Because if you're getting all your goals, you're not pushing yourself enough. Right? You're not challenging yourself enough. If you're someone who never sets goals, or you're someone who sets goals but never meets them, or if you're someone who sets goals and gets 75% all the time, you can count on it, you're getting 75%, you need to set a smaller goal. A lot of my clients say, but you're a coach, you're supposed to stretch me. I'm like, guess what? Setting a goal that you can actually realize is stretching you. Because clearly the way you're setting your life up now, you're not setting yourself up to win. And whether that's because you're afraid of winning, set a goal that you can win. And do that enough times so that it becomes second nature, and then set bigger goals. You guys all get that? Okay. Your goal needs to be inspiring, it needs to be visionary. What I mean by visionary is that when you look out at that 5-year goal that you wrote in the last section, this goal is directly in path on the way to that bigger goal. What I mean by inspiring is it's motivating. It's going to get you up. You're going to want to move because of this goal. And one of the best ways you do that is by creating the evidence procedure. So, for example, if you have a goal about weight loss, and I love using goals about weight loss as an example because it's one that people very often don't get. First of all, never make a goal about a negative. Never make a goal about getting rid of something. Always make a goal about what you're going to acquire. So I don't make goals about weight loss. I make goals about what I'm getting. And the evidence procedure might be looking awesome in my size for, red suit. It might be getting to the top of Mount Tam, breathing easy. Right now, that's not a doing. You're at the top of Mount Tam, and you're like, that was easy. Okay? So make a goal that's about a having, a being, and what are you going to see when you have it? If your goal is about making more money, the evidence procedure is looking up my bank balance online and seeing $50,000. That's your goal, right? Do you guys get this? So it can become much more inspiring when you know what it's going to look like when you get there. So once you've set your goal for this next 3 to 4 months for this category, I'm going to actually, let me step back for just a moment. I talked earlier about, well, what if I have 15 goals in that area? One of the things you can do is create kind of an umbrella goal. So I may have a goal to be making $1,000 for my speaking engagements, $5,000 for my private clients, and $1,000 from, product sales or whatever. And each of those things have a whole bunch of different stuff to do in order to achieve them. But my goal is $7,000 a month for my business. So it's an umbrella goal. Do it however it makes sense to you, because you can break it down by identifying your objectives. So what your objectives are, which is the next piece on your sheet, you have room for 5 objectives, 4 objectives, and 5 actions for each objective. This is a model form. You may have a lot more for a particular goal area. It depends on how you break it up. The way you define an objective as different from a goal is that an objective is a lot about what you're doing. Objectives are about your strategies for how you're going to get your goal. If you had made it a goal, for example, to call 5 new people a week, for example, that's not a goal. Calling 5 new people a week is actually a strategy. What are you going to get? 2 new clients a month. That's the goal. Calling 5 new people a week is a strategy. Do you guys get the difference between those things? So your objectives are about your strategies, but your objectives are kind of the big picture. And then your action steps for each objective are the little steps that you take. So if you accomplish this list of objectives that you put out, your goal is guaranteed. That's what you want to come up with here. These are, a lot of you understand the concept of deliverables, right? That's what we're talking about here. These are your deliverables. These are the things that you can absolutely commit to getting accomplished in the next 3 to 4 months. Very often the goal is a little bit beyond what is deliverable because it's dependent on other people, or it's depending on manifesting something. Does that make sense to you guys? It's depending on certain opportunities showing up and you don't know if they're going to show up. So the objectives are the things that you can commit to that are going to get you to your goal.